would have certain pain points that you would want to address, right? And this is something that I learned back in law school, and this still works wonderfully, right? You will have a lot of takers appreciating this particular formula, right? Now your key goal is to, so if any of you are from the tier 2 or tier 3 cities, I'll just give you an analogy of how this works. Not a lot of you would follow traffic rules, right? You barge in wherever there is a gap till you reach your destination. Of course, don't break traffic rules, but barging in into key spaces is something that you understand as a freelancer, as a business owner, right? And that's where you basically need to play. You understand the business value proposition or the law firm's value proposition. What are they trying to offer, right? You try to gather as much information as you can. Then you talk about what kind of pain points that they will have, right? And legally, a lot of startups don't have money to pay to even legal freelancers based out of US, right? So that's where your paralegal based services would come in, your legal consultant based services would come in, right? So understanding the pain point, and these pain points obviously cannot be accurate, right? Because you're not dealt with the business yet, or you have not dealt with a particular company or law firm yet, right? But there is a hypothesis on which you would work on, but that hypothesis will be based on what? It would be based on facts that you've gathered. That's what you as a lawyer is always good at, right? So you basically identify the pain point, you tell your services, you close off by giving a call to action, right? And that's what basically this method is all about, right? So using the pain formula, this is firstly, it's divided into 4 neat brackets. Firstly, having a relevant intro. And I'm going to discuss 2 or 3 examples. Hopefully that will differentiate how your emails would vary depending on your connection with the particular prospect, right? So let's just say that you've already added someone on LinkedIn, and the good thing about LinkedIn is that as soon as you add someone, they start to automatically follow you. And you have some sort of a semblance of a personal brand. You start to reach out to multiple people, start to connect with the right kind of people, start to write a lot of insights on LinkedIn, right? So there is some sort of credibility that has happened, and there's some sort of traction as well. Let's assume all that, right? So the relevant information there would be that, hey, I connected on LinkedIn with you. You seem to write a lot on XYZ laws or XYZ policies, right? And that's a very relevant intro because you're establishing that there is already a communication or a connection. You're also basically ensuring that you're being crisp and succinct, right? Which is clear and precise and also a bit subtle. And you're not imposing a sales pitch there, right? You say that I've been seeing that you've been writing on XYZ matters. I also write on these similar subject matters. So let's connect, right? Something like that. And then you talk about that particular pain point. This is the customer's pain point, right? Now, what pains does the potential customer experience? Now, that will also vary, right? Like I said, if it's a law firm, it would vary. If it's a company or a tech startup, it would vary, right? And then you propose the solution that these are the services that I have. This is the level of integrity and this is the level of satisfaction that you'll get once you hire me or once you give me a chance, right? And the package has to be tailored based on what your particular circumstances as a freelancer, right? Or as a legal professional. Let's just say if you're someone who's just starting out and you simply say, you know what, I'm going to charge you $20 to $30 or $40. That's not going to work, right? So you pitch in the solution in a way that, hey, you give me a project, I'll do it for free. That's a win-win, right? Even if I don't perform well, you don't have to pay me, right? If I perform well, then you keep that assignment or that agreement for free, right? So you propose the solution. How can you solve those pain points? Then you have a clear call to action. What do you want them to do next, right? Just give me a second. Sorry about that. So having a relevant intro, talking about the customer's pain points, proposing the solution, having a clear call to action, right? Now let's read an example here, right? So this is an example which is obviously not very legal, right? But let's read this. So relevant intro is just checked out your blah 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 video on this particular website, and I thought it was great, right? After watching the video, I went to your website and I noticed that you aren't running a blog yet, right? And this is something that can be very well be a case with any lawyer or law firm or any startup that you have, right? With all the high quality YouTube content that you have been putting, and this is all a part of the pain. It's surprising you haven't started converting your videos into blog posts, right? Now, this is something that most of the people would be like, yes, I don't have the time. I have definitely had the idea, right? So converting your videos into blog posts to capture more organic traffic through your website, right? Now, if you're interested, my company helps YouTube content creators like yourself to start highly ranked blogs using your YouTube content you already made and convert them into high quality blogs. Now, this is something that is obviously not directly legally related. I have an example which is legal, but this is to make you understand. Now, this is all a part of solution. Now, imagine how smooth the transition is. They told a particular person that, this is where I've seen you. This is what I've noticed that has happened. And then you're offering a solution. This does not look like a sales pitch at all to me. How many of you agree that this does not look that much of a sales pitch? It does not look like a direct, sales pitch. How many of you agree there? If it looks like a sales pitch to you, then certainly disagree. Right? So keeping a casual, succinct undertone to when you're pitching your services goes a long way, but don't be too casual, of course, right? So, and this obviously works on the back that you have some sort of a personal brand, you have certain credibility already, right? Then comes the solution. Best of all, we handle all the tech and content management making. That is extremely simple for you. Some of our clients, if you have clients, you can list that, and that certainly helps if you have clients, right? So work for free and get those clients, right? So if you're interested in learning more about how we can get you more organic traffic, so see, the call to action is very specific. It's not like I can help you solve your legal problems. No, that's not something that is specific. You mentioned that you won't have to face a lot of issues in terms of raising funds, in terms of drafting agreements. Be very specific, right? Let me know how your calendar looks like, right? So a very well, I would say, written